Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. I'm your host Kayla Hibatari and today we are going to do part 2 of the first day of trial for case 5, Rise from the Ashes. So let's get going. If my button will hit. I think I know what the problem is there. It's doing that again. Come on, what's your problem? I'm having some technical difficulties with my buttons. There we go. Now it's working. Sorry about that. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface? But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Yep, pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth? I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth. Oh, hola, partner. This ain't your red cloth to a bull. It'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall. Father, come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the place locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these past few days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutors. Tasting mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw that day too. She was wearing a red scarf. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edward's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken? Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some Fine ribs. Ooh wee. "12:32 p.m. Courtroom number 9. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with the trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock, knock. Who's there? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey! The temperatures rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. What? Who on earth is he? Oh, it's you! Sorry I'm late, Audrey. The roads were packed, it's just me. Long time no see, eh, Audrey? How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. No, I've been so busy. busy, smizzy, Audrey, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Audrey seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. I'm sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Wright the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Hey, thanks? So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little Worthy? Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's a top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gaunt, Damon Gaunt. Pleased to meet you and everyone. So, to what do we owe the honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this red scarf. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into the exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Objection!
Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? No, wait a minute, Worthy. I have no desire to hear it. I'm telling you to wait. Didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, Miles Edgeworth. That's no fair. The day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah! The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push the switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I won't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Alright. So we open it by hitting the switch, wherever that is. Where the switch is. It's there, maybe? There we go. What? Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood. Switchblade added to the record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and the knife? Sure thing. Not a problem, not even a little one, really. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say now how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime. 515 scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. That's what you'd like us to believe, wouldn't you? That's not linked. There was a murder at the police department? Detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Objection!
Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the same time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order! Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright? 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well, however, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Okay. That last statement was the one I wanted. This is the one I want. Now I want to look at that knife again. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL9. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6. Maybe it's a case number. That's weird. What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on that tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again. Okay. Defendant's muffler, small tag attached. I think I can present either one. I'll start with this though. The victim's note. Yep, that's it. Wait a second. At last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from the judge? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL9. 2. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 75, 12, 2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around, and what do you get? Aha! It says 221 SL9. When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down. SL9? That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order, order! Well, Chief? Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So the knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice! Good show, little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder? And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car? Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to some of the other statements. I'm going back to the first statement, I think. Maybe it's the first statement I want. That is the first statement. Okay. Must be other statements I need to press now, I suppose. Try this one. Oh no, wait. I'm gonna do the one about the time. Here we go. 5:15, but that's that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? I think not. This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gaunt, please tell us more about this incident. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto? Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office. And one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife, what was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help Wright. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Ooh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed, and when the victim died. Where the victim was found. So tell me, where is the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of this. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy. We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With this link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gaunt to testify about the details. Yes, this is a rather annoying testimony because it goes around and around in a loop. If you don't know how to do it properly, then yeah, it can be tricky. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proved. Huh, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen. From the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had written down the numbers on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who could have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Oh, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well. I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of them. The victim's division, the victim's ID number, or the victim's gender. Well, we want the ID number, so we can match it to the one we have. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82... I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. 5842189. Yes, we have a match. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning... it has to be what I think it is. But... what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? ID number 5842189. Same as Goodman's.
Take that!
Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, well, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do, Wright. The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Ho ho, is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? Not a detective. This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82... I've forgotten. You even got the first number wrong again. The number the chief of police gave us was...
Objection!
Wait a second, Wright. What does this... mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, Righto, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed by... at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location? Yep, exactly what we're saying. Order, order, order! Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait! I said wait! Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare you? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins. Mr. Wright, where have we heard this name before? Wait, aha! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief. Sir, I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept his report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Ugh! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But, sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Excuse me. No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, how should I know? Rule number 2, new evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on trial. And how is this relevant? Normally you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. I was just doing my job. No! No! Yeah, poor Edgy, he's kind of upset with himself. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. You are becoming a thorn in my side, Worthy. There's been rumors. After all, you were in the defendant's chair just last year. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. We will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. To be continued. That is the end of, this part of the trial. I'm your host, Kayla Huatari. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think if you have any questions, and next time we'll continue investigating on this case. Until then, I'll see you next time.